What's up? It's a beautiful day. We're alive, right? Like, that's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty lucky, you know, to be here, alive, making a video. Look at all this technology that I have, my puppies, beautiful trees behind me. I mean, I have everything I need, so many comforts. I still losing my temper and getting impatient and getting angry today. I want to come and record a song, and I got out the tablet and my whole music folder was gone, and I started getting grumpy and stomping around and caught myself before I let it get too out of control. But man, that's something I gotta fight every day, man. All day I have this temper, man, and I have to practice mindfulness. I have to practice it. Like, I have to consciously be aware of me, who I am, and how I act, and the things that come out of my mouth, man, because I have a natural way to react to stuff, and it's pretty high strung, honestly. I had to do a lot of shadow work and spent a lot of years like really looking into myself and really working on that part of me, and I still struggle with this, man. Daily it's a struggle, but I do a lot better with it now than I did a few years ago. When I worked in a factory, man, I was so impatient, man. It wasn't even that hard work. I mean, it was hard work, but I don't mind hard work. I like hard work. But I had a narcissistic boss, man. He did everything in his power to make it miserable, and he did a good job of it, man. And it took a lot of work, man, to fight through that and claw my way back to myself again. It really did. And I went through something a few years ago again too, man, where people I loved really hurt me, and I kind of clambered up for a minute and climbed into a hole and didn't really work on my art or do anything like that. It just feels good to be back, because I was lost for a minute, man. Feels good to be making art and loving life and enjoying the good things. That's what it's about, right? You know, fighting on, being a warrior. I cry like 20 times a day. I have since I was a kid. Like 30, 40 some days, man. I cry all day long. All day long. I am so sensitive. You know, it's who I am. I was born that way. It's the way the chemicals released into my body. It's the way I react to things. I am hyper tuned to everything, man. I react, man. Like when I was depressed, I cried over things I was sad about. But that's what I don't do now. I cry about being happy and about fucking being here, man. Excuse my language. I cuss a lot. So, you know, that may happen if I ever try and make money off these videos, and oh, there goes that. But it's not about the money, man. It's not about the likes. It's about the love, man. It's just about being happy. It's hard to be happy sometimes, because we're on a giant rock flying through the sky, and there are people flinging shit at you everywhere you go, man. Everywhere you go. And you gotta wade through a lot of bullshit to make your way to where you need to be. And fucking some days, man, you're completely lost out in the big sea of shit, and you gotta swim, and you spend the whole day swimming back to shore. So, you know, sometimes you don't even make it back in that day, especially in the early days of a tragedy or depression, or, you know, whatever it is that kind of made you lose touch with who you are and your purpose and your happiness. Kind of rambled on to the point where I forgot what I was talking about. But the main purpose is to be happy, man, and breathe it in. that air. Prana. That's what they call it in Hindu texts. It's prana. Breathe it in, man, because that's what it's about, man, is breathing in that air. Living is meditating, man. Everything is meditation. Everything is art. And man, you can really breathe it in when you connect with the source and with the divine power, man, you know? And it's magic. It really is. It really is. Like, we're here by magic. Like, however, whatever your view is on it, whatever your religion, however you see it, man, we are here by magic. Even if we're in a matrix, some scientist made up from another world and we're just a simulation, it's still pretty magical. Let's be real, man, you know? Did the universe think itself into existence and just the Big Bang happened? And now here we are, the universe consciously experiencing itself? I mean, maybe. I mean, who knows, man? It's a wild ride, but we're alive, man, and that's a miracle, man. Like, trees growing out of the ground, that's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Every breath, you know? Like, wake up, dude. Be alive. Be alive, you know? It's hard sometimes, man, to be alive. It's harder as anything else, man. It really is. But wow, what a feeling when it feels good, man. And you can really get to the point where it feels good most of the time. And that's easy for me to say at 39 years old, but I've been on a spiritual journey for quite a while now. I'd say around 15 to 16 years is when I really started this journey, when I really started to become consciously aware. Whoever shook me awake, a lot of it was a result of my suffering from my childhood, and then I caused a lot of suffering in my early 20s and the most formative years of my life, the prime time. I really made a lot of mistakes and created my own hell here on earth, and for better or for worse, it taught me a lot. Man, you know, it taught me that it's all right to be me, that it's all right to cry 20 times a day. It's all right to be sensitive. It really is. It really is, man. It's all right for guys to be feminine and women to be masculine and all the in-betweens, man. Like, there's masculine and feminine in everything, you know. Does that mean I'm gonna go and chop my junk off and pretend I'm a woman? No, I'm not. But man, people are wild and people are gonna modify their bodies, dude. They've been modifying them forever, man. Since any early evidence we can find, they've been doing it. And they've been piercing and tattooing and turning themselves into lizard people and dyeing their eyeballs, and people are gonna modify their body. If somebody wants to pretend they're a guy or a girl, that's fine too, man. You know? They're gonna do it, man. You know, you can't get offended by that. The more you worry about it, the more likely that's gonna enter into your life, because that's what happens. The things that you fear come into your life to teach you lessons. Like, I think it's a bit weird. You know, it is weird, but I don't care if you do it. Would I want my daughter to do it? No. But I'd still love her, like, but I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. Like, I'm not. Who cares what people do? You wanna cry over Bud Light cans? Cry over Bud Light cans. You wanna dye your hair purple and raise your fist in the air? Then do it. You know, you gotta find yourself, and I hate to see people make such big drastic steps in their life. But, you know, it's their choice, man. You know, it's their choice. You if you think it's wrong, you know, talk to them about it. Be present in the people you love's lives, and they won't rebel against you in those kind of ways. They won't search down those deep, dark places, man. It's when you cast people out, it's when you don't love them, that they end up going down these wild roads. Like, some people just, I don't know. It's wild. It's all wild. I did not even plan on talking about that at all. But it's, it's a current affair. And it's a reality, man. It's a reality, and you're going to have to get over it, people. But we also got to be real with legislation and science. And, all right, if you want me to pretend you're a woman, that's fine. I'll pretend you're a woman. But when it comes to documentation and papers and medical issues, let's get real. Come on. Let's get real. You need to... You need to be real, dude. You're born a man, you're born a woman. You can modify your body and pretend, but you're still either biologically a male or biologically a female. That's how it is. And if you think it's all right for men to compete in women-only sports, like, you really need to do some self-reflection. You really do. Like... That isn't right. Look at my shoulders. You think it'd be all right just because I took a little estrogen to go get in the ring and fight with a female? That's insane. That's insane. Like, it's a wild world, but there are still things in this concrete world that we have to accept as realities. And if you think a man with his bone density is on the same level as somebody who was born a female, even a female with high testosterone levels, like, against a man, like, with the average testosterone levels, it's not even a question whether that's okay. You want to play mixed sports. Sometimes females play with men in sports, males in sports, and that's okay. That's perfectly okay if that's what the league is. But you got to get out of here with this legislation, like, trying to let whatever you're trying to do. But that's not real, man. Let's get real, people. We got to be real. Man, I hate that I just talked about politics and that stuff. I was just wanting to really talk about love. But you just got to be good to people, regardless. People are going to make mistakes and are going to do things. And there are people with hormone imbalances. And there are men that are really feminine, that feel better when they do that. So let's get over it, man. Let's get over it. Love each other. That's the truth, man. Love is the truth. And God is love, And none of that Old Testament, like, gloom and doom stuff, man. Like, God will make it right. He'll, you don't treat the earth right, He'll put you in your place. He'll put us all in our place, dude. He'll balance things out. There's a great balance. When you become aware of that, you're going to be better off. Sometimes awakening feels like a curse, especially in the beginning, man. Like, and there are days when you try to get through to people and you can't, but that's not your job either, is to wake everybody up. Your job is to work on yourself and to get your cup full. And then you let it overflow and you let people see, like, what the divine has done for your life. You let them see how great it can really be, man. There's good and bad in everything, Nobody can say what's right. Duality is real, what is right for the spider, what is truth for the spider, what is dinner for the spider. God's dinner that he gave the spider is complete hell for the fly. That's a duality, because everything is a half truth. We've got to realize that. We've got to get in balance with nature and technology, man. Like, with all of it, like, we got to balance out our time on social media, our time working too. You got to grind. Sometimes you do. That's part of it, man. But it don't feel like grinding if you're doing what you love. And that's the key, is they trick you into chasing money, but it isn't about the money. It's about the love, and do it for the love. And you might be poor for a long time doing it for the love, but man, it's worth it to follow your heart, man. That's what you got to do, people, is follow your heart and be a good person, man. Like, for real, like, you know, like, try to do right by people. Love is a real thing, and I'm not talking about infatuation. I'm talking about unconditional sacrifice. That's what love is unconditional sacrifice. You gotta love each other. You do. You do. You gotta be good to people. Love is holding the door open for somebody. Love is doing the dishes when you're tired. Love is waking up a little early to go watch your kid perform at something. Love is doing the things you don't want to do, really. Love is being in service of others. You need to try to operate like that in all areas of your life, you know. Yeah. Sometimes it'll guilt you into thinking everything you do is bad, because you get a little selfish sometimes, because we all do. But you got to take care of yourself. Self-love is important too, you know. Maybe your path is to give it all away and just live with your knapsack, your guitar, and wander around. That's okay, man. I love entertainers. I love music. I love gypsies and traveling folk. They're some of my favorite, and you know. But it's alright if you work too. It's alright if you work in a factory. It's alright if you work in a grocery store. Man, I like groceries. I like to eat. Like I really appreciate grocery workers or fast food workers, man. Like, we treat them like crap sometimes, but they're good people too, man. They're all people, you know. Like, they deserve a livable wage, dude. Like, I ain't saying let's change the minimum wage. Let's be real, that doesn't work. But we gotta get the people with, well, it's just gotta be a little nicer, man. Like, there's not a race to be won. Like, I know it's scary, like, who will be power whenever who will be in power when the robots take over. Like, it's scary. 1984 is at our doorstep, but I don't know. I think I'm ready to end this video. This is my first video, and I like watching videos where people are just conscious and they talk about the good things, and it helps me work things out. And something to me said today to go make a video and start a YouTube channel where you just talk about love and being awake and being a better person. And let's all try to be a little bit better today than we were yesterday, right? Like, we can all take steps. Sometimes we go backwards, but we can take steps forward. Love each other. Don't hate. Meditate.